You have guys now in the college ranks. You have guys doing well in high school. Kind of that is your forte, right? You tell me about coaching the offensive line and coaching the young kids and making sure it translates.
The most important thing is, like, I've been able to teach babies how to block the proper way. And I think by teaching them the proper way, you know, translate to when they get to high school, like at Langston Hughes, I got a couple of kids that played me since they were 7. I mean, they're bona fide athletes right now, you know, headed to college. And one of them is Dontrell Glover, man. I love him. He like my kid. He like my kid, you know what I'm saying? And the way he works on and off the field, like, you know what I'm saying? Just that determination, that dedication that we put in from a baby, it paid off.
Coming up next, we have an interview with Coach Keith from the OG Ducks. Matter of fact, he's on right now. Coach Keith, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Just in practice, you know, getting our final few packages in before we get down there to Charlotte and compete.
Hey, Coach. Now, what made you start the OG Ducks?
About 14 years ago, I actually got kicked out of my league for hosting camps in the off season for $1. That we couldn't talk to the kids, so they kicked me out my league, and I was with the Corona Panthers. And so I took my team to another league and told them, hey, if you let me in with this one team, I'll bring your whole organization the next year. And what happened was, halfway through the season, my organization kind of left me out to dry. So then at that time, I had J.J. Taylor, who plays for the Houston Texans. We were trying to figure out who he wanted to be, and that's right when Oregon started kind of popping off with all the uniforms. So we chose, the kids chose to be they wanted to be the Ducks. That's how we started the Ducks, and I liked it at the time. It wasn't too many teams that was the Ducks at the time when we did it.
Obviously, you know Cam Newton and the player he was on the field. $12 and under division, Lambeau taking on the Atlanta Chargers. Watch this quarterback here. Leaks out to his left side, breaks a couple of tackles, finds his guy across the middle of the field. I tell you what, that is some phenomenal play by the quarterback position. Sure that good old C1N founder Cam Newton is going to enjoy that one. All right, quarterback getting outside, nice short pass to his receiver, and the receiver takes care of the rest, reads the block, and get up the field, scores a touchdown, and Lambeau would have an early lead in the game. Lambeau back again on offense, one of the bright spots for the Atlanta Chargers. Nice interception by the DB, gets as many yards as he can, gets upfield to help give the Atlanta Chargers just a little bit of momentum. But it will be all Lambeau as watch big number 99 bats the ball out the quarterback's hands, keeps it for himself, catches it, and rumbles and stumbles, gets into the end zone. He will score a touchdown as Atlanta Elite Lambeau would win 28-0. Lambeau looks good, and they look like they are ready to be considered one of the top teams in the country again. If you could, just give us a rundown on what's going to happen when they see your team on the field.
Yeah, we're expected to dominate down in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? We're looking forward to it. Cam event, man, which, you know, Cam is he's very supportive in the organization, ATL Elite. I mean, I love my guy. You know, I raised him. You know what I'm saying? It's my dog. You feel me? So, you know, him bringing his babies back to my organization was big for me, man. Like, I would definitely appreciate it. We're going to support everything he does moving forward. Him and Dad, brother, you know, all of them, man. You know, they family. So we're looking for to dominate. We're looking for to dominate at all ages. I know 8's going. I think my 9s are going, my 10s. So we're looking to dominate. You know what I'm saying? 8 just coming off a big win against GA. You know, I had to take care of Ken. So, you know, we looking forward to it, man, having fun and enjoying Charlotte. And yeah, we plan to go out there and dominate.
For you with the OG Ducks, what made you guys want to be involved with what C1N has going on?
Pretty much because we like to compete. I mean, they tried to get us down there for the one on Labor Day, but it was just too late. And we was really looking at it. If the tickets would have been right, we'd have came. Anybody knows me knows we want to go play any and everybody.
.703 taking on Watkins Hornet, and 703 would come out firing Let's watch the receiver here. Breaks a couple of tackles, catches the slant, and he is up out of there as 7:03 would get on the scoreboard early. Watkins Hornet would answer, though, later in the game, finding their big receiver over the middle of the field, as not a DB would be in sight, as the Watkins Hornets would get into the end zone, and this number 18 would have a great day on him. 7:03 responding, though. And again, we said they would get the lead early and not look back, as their passing game was rolling for them. Had a couple of big runs too, but they would get the lead.
We want to play the best. So that's what, we built our brand on out here is playing anybody. We've been to Hawaii, we've been to Florida, now we're about to fly back across the country and go to Charlotte. So there's nobody that has more miles than us when it comes to playing football this year.
Coach, there are some great programs around the country that I'm sure you know well, whether it's Rare Breeze, whether it's Miami Garden. In the 13 and under division for the C1N national ranking, at number 1, Rare Breeze. They are considered the most dominant team in the country, hands down. Following them will be Boyd Bulldogs, Miami Garden Ravens, led by a good coach over there, Coach Mack, know him very well. Detroit Cubs, OG Ducks out of Cali, Primetime Elite, Trayman Elite, Las Vegas Tribe, Certified South, and DMV University. Look, man, you played football, right? You had a couple of good days that people got a chance to see. How have you been able to take your football days and translate it into coaching and, just moving this youth program forward with ATL Elite?
Well, what I guess starting off, what I have been able to do is I've been able to take like the good days and the bad days for me playing and been able to give it back to the boys. I dealing with football, you got a lot of ups and downs. I think the kids just see the glamour and see all the the money getting spent and dance and all, but they don't see behind the scenes and the hard work that you got to put in and the dedication to really try to, get to that point of going to play college ball and pro ball, because it's not easy. And then the ones that get to college football, I got a lot on this, and they're now learning the hard that, just because you're getting NIL money and all that, it's still not easy. You got to work, So it can be taken from you. The game can be taken from you any day. So I think the most important thing I'm giving to the babies is first the fundamentals and just what things that have been taught, teaching the proper way of blocking and, all the small things. And then I think to the older guys, just getting them ready, getting them prepared for the real world when they got to go out on their own.
Now, Mike, if you were blocking for me back in the day, then, I don't know. I think I might have been able to put some yards up behind you. But look, man.
When I was scared of letting go. I won.
They got period water and donuts.
I like the water. True meaning of ghetto bullshit.
Yeah, cool. Real 1 second. See?
Who you got? Me and Coach Lou.
Who you got?
Who you got? Me and Lou.
Hey, go.
We're at Golden Corral. We're feeding the children. Everybody gotta eat, so they can leave me alone. Because I'm going to sleep.
Everybody, we did a thing.
I was scared of letting go.
Oh man, they say it's Halloween, baby. It's time to put masks on. It's Halloween.
Me now?
We at 2 minute warmer, baby. We got 2
All right. Good morning, football fans, and welcome to day 2 of the C1N Halloween Showcase. We got a huge slate of football on tap for you today. Let me give you the rundown. DMVU NWO 7U versus ATL Elite Supreme 7U. That is the first contest of the day. The So Icy 9U versus DMVU No Limit 9U. That's at 10 a.m. The ATL Elite Voodoo 10U versus the MDVU Ferrari Boys 10U at 11:30. The said Wolverines 10U versus Brick City Boys 10U, 1:30 p.m. NCG Elite Walkdown Gang 12U versus the Watkins Hornets, a.k.a. Bounty Boys 12U at 3 p.m. The Virginia Charged Up Bulls 12U versus the OG Ducks 12U at 5 p.m. The OG Ducks 13U versus the Rare Breeze 13U at 6:30 p.m. And again, Elite 11U versus the NCG 11U at 8 p.m. We are across all platforms for the opening contest. That's Facebook, YouTube, X, and Cam Newton's page on Facebook. But after this first contest, the remaining contests will be on the Cam Newton Facebook page. If you don't know where that is, go to Facebook. Go in your search, type in Cam, space, type in Newton. It will take you right there. You'll see all the great action today. We're glad you're here with us. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of C1N. I'll be here with you all day along with my media team. We are doing yeoman work for you. So we want you to show these boys support and support Cam Newton's efforts for what he's doing. Bless the babies. We're about to have a great contest underway. As we put in that work, and these boys put in that work, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're in lovely Charlotte, North Carolina, coming to you from Johnson C. Smith University at Eddie C. McGirt Field. Weather today vastly different from yesterday. Today it's overcast, a little bit breezy. Temps not going to reach anywhere but maybe the mid-50s. So technically football weather, if you will. And we're getting ready for the toss. You see our on-the-field camera as the officials explain to the players what's going on. And as a point of housekeeping, we do the best we can with the rosters and information we receive. But it's all about your boys. You know their numbers. You know who they are. You make sure you cheer them on and you support them. We love y'all out there. We appreciate you being with us because you're fam. We're all fam. So let's get ready. So ATL and the black and silver. Pardon me, DMVU in the black and silver. I stand corrected. DMVU NWO in the black and silver. And the ATL Elite Supreme in the black and gold. And it looks to me like DMVU will be kicking off. NWO is out of Maryland, so they have traveled a long way to play the folks from the ATL. So NWO won the toss. They are going to defer, so that is correct that they are going to kick.
Can't wait to see you play, little bro. NWA deferred. NWO deferred. Supreme.
So they're getting set. As the boys get it together. Now, one of the things about the younger age group, and if you're looking at the screen, ATL is to the right. The NWO is on the left. So the C1N Halloween Showcase is about to be underway. So we're going to have a great long day of football action for all of y'all. So the ball is set at the 40-yard line, and the coaches is set the tee. Number 7 going to be kicking off for NWO. And I ran into one of those young men down there and I asked him what his name was, and he said, "Where do you?" So that's who they are today. They said, "Where do you? You'll know my number." I said, "Hey, that's good enough for me." That's family right there. And they tell you they got a name, they mean it. So this will be underway shortly. I like the purple Adidas. And that kick goes sideways and rolls back to the 40-yard line. So they down the ball.
One thing for sure, two things for certain. You got to be ready to come and ball, man.
Now, something that is a bit unusual is seeing kickoffs at the younger age groups. So they're going to say it is down at the 41-yard line. So it is 1st and 10 for the ATL at the 41-yard line. ATL in the black and gold with the winged helmets. So they're going to set up 4 wide to open up, single man in the backfield. Fletcher and Martin Jr. back there. Fletcher puts it in the air, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. The intended receiver, number 2, Brown. And you got to love that back plate that he has. It says dog mentality. So Jordan and Brown wide out to the left. There's a handoff. And he's still moving, number 9 at the bottom of the pile for the NWO. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 31. Martin with the carry. So they picked up 10 yards. So that moves the sticks. Maintaining the same formation, shotgun. This time we've got a flag on the field. So offsides against the NWO. That'll cost them 5 yards. Puts the ball at the 26-yard line. So they're going to put it in here. Fletcher is popped. And that is incomplete. So DMVU, a.k.a. the NWO, brings the heat. So that'll make it 2nd and 5. And they got the pressure. And it's clear that the ATL intends to throw the rock. Brown in motion. Brown blocks. He drops the ball, and then it's going to be recovered by the NWO. So we got a turnover, and that ball is going to be spotted at the 27-yard line. So 1st and 10 for DMVU, a.k.a. the NWO, at the 27-yard line. So with some miscommunication on that play, the boys in black able to get on top of it, get the turnover. And turnovers can be the bane of your existence, but it's not something that you can't recover from this early in the contest. So they're going to go trips all the way to the right. And you'll notice the coaches on the field at this age group, they'll have one coach out there. QB keeps to himself, tries to find a little room. Number 9 is going to be brought down just short of the 30-yard line, but they're going to spot it there. So I believe that was Brown. He'll get credit with that stop. That is X on his jersey. So a gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7. So single man in the backfield, 2 men to the left, 2 to the right. So they go 4 wide. And direct snap, he goes up the middle. He's going to get to the 35-yard line, but there's a false start that's going to be called. So that one's going to come back. And that ball goes to the 25-yard line. And as a result of that penalty, it'll be 2nd and 12. You can see our on-the-field camera right there. That's something that we at Moxie Media, we like to do. We like to thank Cam Newton for selecting Moxie Media for their coverage. Number 9 stays on his feet and tumbles across to about the 36-yard line. They're going to say he's down at the 35. So with that gain, they're going to down him at the 34. So it'll be 3rd and 3. I thought they were going to give him the 35 because that seemed where he fell, but I don't wear the stripes. So it'll be 3rd and 3. 3:43 remaining in the first quarter of play. Not much happening on that one. Number 7, the ball carrier, Brown, again on the tackle along with Johnson. So it's 4th down. And all they need is a yardstick to get it. So it's 4th and 1. Ball is at the 35-yard line. The ATL can make quite the defensive stand here. Let's see what they do. And there's movement up front. Offsides. And they're going to give away a free first down as a result of the penalty. The ball goes to the 39-yard line. So, 1st and 10 with the ball going to the 41-yard line. So the formation is strong to the right. They go right up the middle and nothing happening there. Big Johnson, number 3. You'll see 111. Those are Roman numerals. The ATL front blowing things up. Alexander, number 9. Gets into position. Oh, what a play, what a play by number 5. And that is Watkins. So he trips the quarterback up by the shoelaces. A loss of yardage will make it 3rd and 17. They've got to get to the 49-yard line to move the sticks. And they got to get there in ATL territory. So we've got a defensive showdown to start the contest with a minute remaining in the first quarter. And the NWO trying to get set. Number 7 trying to put it in the air. Doesn't have any room, and he's going to be swallowed up by a sea of yellow jerseys. So ATL Elite continually pushing them back, and I would hazard that a punt is coming up. So they walk off the punt. So the walked-off punt will put the ball at the 46-yard line. And that's where the Elite will take over with 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A defensive showdown to start the C1N Halloween Showcase. And they let the clock run down. That'll do it for the first quarter. And we're all knotted up at 0 apiece. So the officials get everything sorted out.
NWO versus Supreme. Top shelf programs on both sidelines. 0-0. Second quarter. 8 minutes.
So NWO basically find themselves pushed back, have to punt the ball. Of course, the Elite with the turnover are going to look to try to correct that. So Fletcher with a man on either side. Single out to the right. There's a handoff. Number 30 running it, trying to find a seam. And he's going to get some great yards out of that. Jordan, the ball carrier. And he's going to get to the 36-yard line.
Running like the replica
And that's going to move the sticks. It will be a first down, so he does get enough to move the chains. This time the give is to Brown. Brown tucks it in. Still moving. And he's going to get to the 26. This should move the sticks once again. And that's another first down. So they're going straight at the heart of the NWO defense. Running right at big number 40, who I'm sure is there to plug up the middle. This time it's 30, runs off tackle to his left and tries to find a room. Bounces it outside. He's going to get across the 10 before he's pushed out of bounds around the 7-yard line. Let's see where the final spot is. Number 9 pushes him out of bounds. They may have got him to the 6, and that's where it's going to be spotted. So first and goal to go for the ATL Elite, a.k.a. Supreme. So it seems like they have found the formula, and they're going right back to it. And here comes number 2. And he'll get to the 2-yard line, it looks like. So second and goal to go. Brown, the ball carrier. And we've got a timeout on the field. And we'll be right back to the C1N Halloween Showcase in just a moment. All right, we're back at a second and goal to go. The ATL Elite, a.k.a. Supreme, threatening, running the ball effectively after their first drive resulted in a turnover. The defense shuts it down for the NWO, and the NWO find themselves backed up against their own end zone. Jordan, direct snap, and he's going to tap dance into the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Elite. So look at that right there on the replay. Watch big number 30. He heads to daylight. And they get on the board first. And there was absolutely nothing they could do to the Supreme. And that PAT is going to be no good. So we got a 6-0 ball game with 6:20 remaining in the first half of play. We will see what the NWO can do against the Supreme. These two teams, as I understand it, are ranked 1 and 7 respectively. That being that the Elite Supreme are ranked number 1, and as I understand it, the DMVU NWO is ranked number 7, if I have that information right. So this means to be a whale of a contest. Our camera turned to the crowd. Maybe there's a party going on up there real early on a Sunday morning. And the choo-choo train in the background here in lovely Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City. We are here at Johnson C. Smith University at Eddie C. McGirt Field. And C1N would like to thank Johnson C. Smith University for allowing access to their great facilities. So there's a kick and it's mishandled, and the Supreme get on top of it. So the ball will be spotted at the 49-yard line. And we saw this yesterday. Remember that final contest between Ali Mob and Ginn? Mishandled kickoffs being the nightmare. Are we going to see something similar today? That ball might as well be made of kryptonite if that's how it's going to work out. So we will see. NWO looking to get a defensive stop. So we're going to be 3 wide. Single man in the backfield, shotgun formation. And Fletcher almost escapes, by credit to number 7 of the NWO. So they're going to get a sack. And that ball's going to go back to the 44-yard line. So that is a loss of 5 yards. And it is 2nd and 15 for the ATL Elite Supreme. And off the number 2, Brown tries to find some room to his right. He's going to be tripped up right at the 45-yard line. So the play gains a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 14 from the 45. So balanced formation, 2 men in the backfield, single man to the right. And there's movement front. Oh no. That is going to be a false start, and that's going to cost them 5 yards. So it'll now be 3rd and 19. And the ball is at the 40-yard line. They're going to have to put it in the air. Number 3 is all over him like Superman's cape. And he's going to bring him down at the 41. Looks like they're going to say no gain on the play maybe. And so the ball does remain at the 40, so I fully expect a punt here. And they're going to walk off the punt. 3:25 remaining in the first half. So both teams playing well defensively. NWO will now have the ball. ATL having capitalized on their opportunity, but the NWO locking them down after the punt. So a great defensive contest to open things up. And all of the games started out like that, you know, both teams going back and forth a little bit. But the second halves turned out to be runaway freight trains. And then the second half, so we'll see what happens. And so he went down, and so they're going to declare him down as his knee touched the ground. So the ball is at the 35-yard line. Loss of 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 15 for the NWO. The NWO, they going to have, I'm sure they're going to have some things to talk about. There's some nice blocking there, but it collapses quickly. Number 9 is the ball carrier. Number 30 on the stop. And that is Jordan for the ATL Elite Supreme. 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And so we have a timeout on the field. We'll be right back in just a few. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of C1N, here at the Halloween Showcase.
So that's what we built our brand on out here is playing anybody. We've been to Hawaii, we've been to Florida. Now we about to fly back across the country and go to.
So the players are back on the field, and defense, the name of the game in the first half. There's the snap. Number 9 looking for some room and almost gets caught by his shoelaces. Bounces it outside, breaks some tackles, starts to accelerate, and tries to ride the tightrope before he's brought out of bounds by number 6, Jordan. And a big play. And that could be a momentum swinger right there. 1:49 remaining in the first half. Number 9 for the NWO getting some big-time yardage. The ball spotted at the 36-yard line. So we'll see what happens next, as they may have found an opening in that Supreme defense, working the edges. And we'll see how it goes. So they'll go directly under center to give. Number 9 once again turns it back inside. And U is going to get to the 31-yard line. NWO with the nose of the ball right at the 30. So that is a gain of 6. So it is 2nd and 4 for the NWO. Our on the field guy getting some great shots of the action down there. So they're going to go 4 wide. 7 directly under center. They went straight up the gut. And even I've got kind of questions on that one. So NWO is going to lose a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Clock stopped with 35 seconds remaining. And I'm surprised they're not continuing to try to work the edges. So as we watch this in the first half, defense, the name of the game thus far, you had the big play by number 9 of the NWO. That got them right at the 30-yard line, but then they turn around and try to run it right up the middle. And, earlier I was saying they may have found something against the ATL Elite Supreme defense where they could possibly work the edges and stretch them out, but they elect to go right back up the middle where they really pretty much been getting stuffed. So curious call on the last play, plus being directly under center. So 9 goes into motion, and there's some movement up front. So we got a false start against the NWO. As a result of that, it'll be 3rd and 10. So that ball is going to go to the 36-yard line. And that's not what you want to happen after a big play. You don't want to start moving backwards. Number 6, there it is. I was just saying, work the edges. And number 6 had some room to kind of keep going. Turns it back inside, but he's going to step out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Now, here's what you got to ask yourself. If they had ran that same play earlier, that ball may have been inside the 20. Penalties notwithstanding. But with that, he gets 7 yards out of it. So it'll be 4th and 3 from the from the 29. So another timeout taken with 29 seconds remaining. And let's talk about that strategy. You just saw what I was talking about there, trying to work the edges. And I would imagine that they're going to continue to try to do that. One, because if you get out of bounds, you stop the clock. So that is going to be crucial, because if you go up the middle, remember that clock keeps moving if the sticks don't move. They get the first down, they're going to be able to get reset while they reset the chains. There's a lot of things that the coaches are going to be thinking about to take advantage of the situation. But one of the things I just don't think I would do is just to run straight at the teeth of the Supreme defense. So strong right is the formation. And they are, I just said I would not do that if it were me, but I'm not the coach. So the ball's going to be turned over on downs. So there's 21 seconds remaining on the clock. And again, questionable call to me anyway, to not stretch that field out left or right. They've had success there. So 21 seconds left. And coaches are trying to get the players together and get them set on defense. Supreme already there offensively. So the ball at the 30-yard line. So the Supreme are going to go 5 wide. They're going to go 4 to the right, 1 to the left. And NWO is going to take a timeout. We'll be right back in just a moment here at the C1N Halloween Showcase.
Yes. So that's what, we built our brand on out here is playing anybody. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to Florida. Now we're about to fly back across the country and go to Charlotte. So there's nobody that has more miles than us when it comes to playing football this year.
Coach, there are some great programs around the country that I'm sure you know well, whether it's Rare Breeze, whether it's Miami Garden. Just give us a rundown on what's going to happen when they see your team on the field.
Yeah, we're expected to dominate down in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? We're looking forward to it. Cam event, man, which, Cam is he's very.
So we're coming back out of it. Here comes the Supreme. Number 1 carrying it. And he's got to be careful winging that ball. Fletcher, the ball carrier. He's going to get to the 35-yard line. And the Supreme is going to take a timeout with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, maybe not, because they're already getting set. Not sure what they're doing down there. Looks like they're trying to get the boys a squirt of water. And officials blow the whistle and telling the coaches to get out of there. And the ball is in the air, and it's a duck. And that could have nearly been picked off. So 5 seconds remaining in the first half. So at least one more play before we go into the half. That ball could have been easily picked off. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Big 52 coming in. And they got to get him set in the right position. He goes to the left guard spot. So they're going to go 4 wide. Brown goes into motion, low snap. Fletcher has to get rid of it, does not. And number 4 is going to bring him down. And that's how the half is going to end, on a sack. So defensively, the NWO gets to go into the half with some momentum. So we have a big-time defensive battle here in the first half. Mistakes being the difference in the score. It'll be interesting to see how the second half works out. We have a great day of football on slate for you. We're going to go through halftime. We'll be right back to the C1N Halloween Showcase in just a few.
Cool, and I was scared of letting go.
Period warning, donuts. like the water. True meaning of ghetto bullshit. All right. Yeah, cool, bro. One second. See? Who you got? Me and Coach Lou. Who you got? Who you got? Me and Lou.
We're at Golden Corral. We're feeding the children. Everybody got to eat, so they can leave me alone. Because I'm going to sleep.
Everybody, we did a thing.
All right, we are back as they come out of the half. A defensive struggle overall. Turnovers could have been the difference, but really it's been defense. The ATL Elite Supreme capitalizing on one of those opportunities and running it effectively down the throats of the NWO. So let's see how this works out. The NWO coming out of Maryland. ATL, you know where that's from. The great state of Georgia. And there's a kick. And that one is not mishandled. Number 7 with the recovery. And it'll be spotted at the 46-yard line. Pardon me. So let's see what they come up with. They ended the first half, did the NWO with a sack. So let's see if they can carry that momentum offensively to start the second half. And there's big number 99 as our camera is right there at the huddle. Has me thinking about Warren Sapp. However, this guy's playing on offense. So empty backfield. Number 9 with the snap. Working the edge. Breaks a tackle. And he's still going. Has one man to beat. And leaps across him, but is going to be tripped up by number 6. So let's see where they're going to spot him at. Might be right at the 20. Jordan with the stop. Watch this right here. I said in the first half they needed to work the edges against the ATL, and what do? Now I can't predict the future. Have never been one to say I know what tomorrow brings, but right there is what I've been talking about. So let's see if they continue to do that now. You know, they have to keep them honest. But what this will do is it will create opportunities in the middle of the field if the edges continue to be a problem. Number 9 goes up the middle. Number 17 is going to wrap him up. And that is Pulley. So he'll get to the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 2. Number 9, the ball carrier once again. And the middle continues to be tough sledding. But, like I said, they got to keep them honest. So 13 and 9 looked like they were going to go out wide. So we have an empty backfield. Number 7 in shotgun, and he goes off. He turns it back around, and that one right there, they go outside to the edge. That is Martin that brings him down. And the only thing wrong with that play is that he turned back outside. He turned it back outside when he could have went just inside a little bit and headed towards the sideline as he had a lane. So the ball goes back to the 21-yard line. And that 1 second right there, trying to get around what he thought, trying to read where the defender was going to go instead of staying dedicated to the path. That cost him some yardage to the tune of about 6. So it's 3rd and 16. Ball at the 26-yard line. And again, after a successful play, they're going backwards. And number 9's trying to stretch it out. And he wrestles his way. He's going to get to about the 22. So it'll be 4th and 12. The ball is at the 22-yard line. And little keys like that, remember that run, where number 7 kind of bounced it back backwards a little bit instead of staying dedicated to that path. Vision is one of the things that some kids have naturally sometimes, and you teach it. They learn to look, and that's something that the coaches will surely talk to them about. So they find themselves in 4th and 12. And you see what's happening here. ATL's ready. You can see where the defense is set. He counters it back. And he's going to be wrapped up. Runs right into the defender. And that is Jordan, number 30. And that ball's going to be turned over on downs. Right at the 20. Coach is talking to him and explaining to him what he did. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for ATL Elite Supreme. So the NWO can move the ball. That's not the issue. I think it's just a matter of understanding the series of plays that's going on. And not only that, like I said, you got to keep them honest. You can work the edges. And going up the middle is not so much an unwise move, but kind of trying to throw him off a little bit. And there's a whistle. Martin Jr., the ball carrier, there's a flag on the field. So that play was whistled dead. And they may have had too many men on the field. Let's see. So they're talking about it. It looks like an illegal procedure, which I believe that's what it was, an illegal procedure. I saw one of the officials make the motion. Now they're having another discussion. And the tall one with the beard is explaining to them why the call was made.
C1N Halloween Showcase.
So the C1N Halloween Showcase, let's see. Okay, illegal procedure. So there's too many men on the field.
NWO, where you at?
Or an illegal substitution. Either way, it was an illegal procedure. So number 2, the ball carrier has an opening, and he stutter steps instead of just accelerating. And he's going to get to the 49-yard line. And that's a first down for the Elite Supreme. Ball gets to the 48-yard line. And if he'd have just kept running, he probably would have gone to the end zone. He's going to have to come out. I believe that was Brown that had to come out of there. And that is correct. They're taking him out. Number 3 on the carry. He goes around the edge and tries to accelerate and ride the tightrope down the sideline before he's caught. Number 9 is going to catch him. So it's a first down for the Elite Supreme. And here comes that choo-choo train right here behind Eddie C. McGirt Field here at Johnson C. Smith University in lovely Charlotte, North Carolina. Ball is at the 29-yard line. So 1:58 remaining in the third quarter. Looks like we got a timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
They got period water and donuts. I like the water. True meaning of ghetto bullshit. Who you got? Me and Coach Lou. Who you got? Who you got? Me and Lou.
We're at Golden Corral. We're feeding the children. Everybody got to eat, so they can leave me alone.
All right, we are back. ATL Elite Supreme running effectively once again against the NWO defense. And NWO smartly taking a timeout to slow the pace down a little bit. There's a snap to give to number 30. Number 30 going out to his right. Tries to stretch it out. Accelerates. And he's across the 10. And he's not going to make it to the pylon. He'll go out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Being chased down by number 9. So ATL Elite Supreme threatening once again Jordan, the ball carrier. And they're working the edges, they're working the middle, they're working the entire field. Look at that big line right there. Number 3 stretches it out, and he's going to lay across the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the ATL Elite Supreme. 1:18 remaining in the third quarter, and they lead 12-0 pending the PAT. And this is simply one of those games where you have some questions, and you look at some of the play selections and you ask yourself about the opportunities available. Now, truthfully, this game is definitely not something that's out of hand. So we'll see what the guys from NWO do. And, it's one of those deals where like I said, working the edges. Number 1 tosses it. Number 2 gets it. So Brown back in. And that pass is complete. And that was a 1-point try. I had it right. Fletcher with the pass to Brown. So it is now 14. Is good. So no, they corrected it. It is 13 because I thought it was done from the 3-yard line. I had to double check myself. They did do it from the 3. So it is 13-0. So let's find out what the NWO elects to do. Now, I wholeheartedly agree, as I stated earlier, they do need to work the edges. ATL has shown some vulnerability there. You know, but they have the players to take advantage of that. And, you know, as they say, wisdom is the better part of valor. And if the middle turns out to be tough sledding, run it left, run it right, force them to spread it out a little bit and give you some room in the middle or open up a passing lane. But if you keep, you know, doing the same thing over and over again, it's going to be tough for you. There's that kick. They don't want to mishandle that one. And that's going to go out of bounds. So NWO will have the ball. The flag flies because it goes out of bounds. And so the official's telling them where to spot it. But there should be a mark off. And there it is. So the ball will go to the 48-yard line in ATL territory. So it's 1st and 10 at the 48. If you're looking at the field, look at the head of the bull. We are at Johnson C. Smith University, Eddie C. McGirt Field in lovely Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City. Not that far across from the South Carolina border. And it's an overcast day, much cooler than yesterday. Temps only going into the mid-50s. Number 4, the ball carrier, and he's going to try to grind his way. And he'll get to the 46, not quite to the 45. So they're still going to try to go up the middle. I don't know if the intent is to try to wear them down or what it is. So a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the NWO. And number 7, brace the tackle. How about that? And he cuts it back inside to the teeth of the defense, but he'll get to the 40-yard line. So that'll be the end of the third quarter. They're going to be a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1 when we start the 4th. The ATL Elite Supreme leading 14-0 over the DMVU NWO. We'll be right back in just a few to the C1N Halloween Showcase.
We're at Golden Corral. We're feeding the children. Everybody got to eat, so they can leave me alone. Because I'm going to sleep.
Everybody, we did a thing.
All right, we are coming back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter of play. The DMVU NWO out of Maryland taking on the ATL Elite Supreme out of Atlanta, Georgia. And the Supreme has put together 2 solid drives. And this has not been a runaway freight train of a contest by any stretch of the measure. Both defenses actually playing fairly well. The difference is Atlanta has been able to, or ATL has been able to put together nice sustained drives and capitalize when they needed to. Picked up the PAT as well on one of those series, so they lead 14-0. But let's see if the boys from Maryland can make something happen. They go right up the middle again, and ATL is simply not buying. I do not know why they continue to do that. They do get the first down, so it'll be a first down. The ball will go to the 36-yard line. And I'm not questioning the fact that they got the first down. I'm questioning the fact that they continue to run at the heart of the defense. They have had success on the edges. And, you know, when you're getting 4 or 5 yards a chunk on the edges, that tells me that might be your bread and butter a little bit. But let's see what they do here. So they go 3 wide to the left. Empty backfield. Number 9 will get the snap. Let's see what he does. And he runs to his left, and he's going to be caught from behind by Brown. And that play was telegraphed. Clearly had the guys over there for blocking. And the play loses 2 yards. So it is 2nd and 12. Ball is going to go back to the 38-yard line. But I tell you this, they didn't get here by accident. They are the number 7 ranked team in the country. But if anybody's giving away any secrets or opening up any secrets, it's the ATL Elite. Here comes 9. Now he goes out and Stress has room to run. What did I say? And he's going to get to the 27-yard line. And he's going to move the sticks. They're going to say the sticks move for a first down. So the NWO moves the sticks. 1st and 10. And I say it again. Go where you have some room. Take advantage of your team's speed. Do the little things to keep them honest. So let's see what they do this time. And Roman numeral 3, and that is Johnson. And he said he took him for a ride, and that he did. So a loss of 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12. Ball's at the 28. Look at that right there. And watch him get up. Yep. Saddle up. He's stirring it up. But he got that big tackle right there. The middle of that defense has proven to be dangerous. And they try to counter it back, and there was nothing but room to the right-hand side of that formation. And he's back there once again. Johnson might as well go ahead and punch his ticket for a hotel stay in that backfield, because he's been back there a whole lot. I'm just flat bewildered. We have a timeout on the field with 3:57 remaining in the 4th quarter. Clock continues to run. And they finally blow the whistle for it. 32-yard line. So we'll be right back to the C1N Halloween Showcase in just a few.
They got period water and donuts. I like the water. True meaning of ghetto bullshit.
Who you got? Who you got? Me and Lou.
We're at Golden Corral. We're feeding the children. Everybody got to eat, so they can leave me alone.
All right, we are back. And the biggest question I have coming out of this contest so far is why has NWO not continued to work the edges or get in a formation that does not telegraph it so much? On the last play, they clearly had room to the right and ran the counter back. Number 7 has a blocker ahead of him, but slows down, getting around him. He'll get to the 29-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So it'll be 4th and 13. And coach is trying to get him to understand. But he has got to go around those edges. I just do not understand. I keep saying it, and when they do it, they have success. So here we go. And this time they can't get to the outside. They knew what was going to happen right there. Too little, too late on that one. So that ball's going to be turned over on downs. And at that point, it was telegraphed. When you find yourself in those situations, you got to make sure that you're taking advantage of them when you're supposed to take advantage of it. So the ball's at the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the ATL Elite Supreme. 2:51 remaining in the contest. Both defenses overall playing well. The offense on one side of the ball, as it relates to the Supreme, they're able to take advantage. They're mixing it up, getting good blocking, opening up the lanes. Shotgun formation. There's a snap. There's that pass. Number 2, Brown, is going to get a 1st down for the Supreme. So that pass and run after the catch gets a big old hunk of yards. So the ball goes to the 47. There's a snap, shotgun formation. He puts it up in the air once again, and Brown has it go in and out of his hands, and he knows it. But that's a tough catch at this age group. I don't care who you are. So absolutely fantastic effort on his part. That's something that he'll get better at as he learns and grows. And as the saying goes, you understand your body, you understand who you are and what it's capable of. So the clock is stopped at 2:19. 0 goes into motion. The hand off to him. He finds the hole. Going off to his left. Runs around, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds by number 13 right at the 32-yard line. So the sticks will move once again for the ATL Elite Supreme. So they're going to go 4 wide. And that play is going to be blown dead. So that is it's showing in legal substitution. And that's going to go against DMVU, the NWO. So that'll put the ball at the 28-yard line. And there's some more movement. So offsides. So back-to-back penalties. And they're just making life easy as it possibly can be for ATL. Brown goes into motion. There's the pass. Number 6 has it. Steps back to break the tackle. Gives the stiff arm. Go second side. And he'll get to the 9-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal to go So they're trying to put an exclamation point on this. They are the #1 ranked team in the nation, as I understand it. So Jordan with some nifty moves. They put it up in the air. This time Brown has it. Brown with a stiff arm dives for the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown for ATL Elite Supreme. There's the celebration. So let's watch this here. QB has plenty of time, puts it out there. There's a stiff arm by Brown. Brown dives for the pylon and has it. Flexes after the play. And so we're going to go to our on-the-field camera for the extra point, I believe. So Fletcher, shotgun formation. Fletcher puts, and that pass is going to be batted down. So it is no good. So the ATL Elite Supreme now lead 20-0. So NWO has not been able to put together a sustained drive, and that's really the story of the game. Not so much a matter of their defense, because eventually you're going to be worn out, and that's going to do it for the game. Looks like the clock is saying 0. So that is it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it boils down to sustained drives, and that is something that the ATL Elite Supreme was able to do. Not that the DMVU NWO was not able to play good defense, because they really overall did all right, but they were simply getting worn down because the offense could not keep them from being in what I would call downhill situations on defense. And when I say downhill, or I should say uphill situations, where the offense is coming downhill against you a lot, and you're just going to get worn out simply. So the ATL Elite Supreme take away the victory. And, not working the edges is something else that the NWO didn't do. They were able to make some hay. And then when they found themselves in situations where they needed that kind of yardage, it was really telegraphed. And ATL just knew what was going to happen. So we're going to get ready for our next contest in just a few minutes. And while they're doing the walkthroughs, and it is the So Icy 9U versus the DMVU No Limit 9U. So the next one will be